So we're gonna open. There we go. Here we go. Dang, I like that. Anything that's a hammer. We are calling this June 12th Planning and Zoning Meeting to order. First agenda item, Dawn, do we have citizen comments? We have a citizen, nope, we don't.
Well, he is a citizen, but
Technically, I mean,
Yeah, that's right.
logistically, do we have any citizen comments?
I have not received any.
Okay. All right then, moving on, today's active agenda. Our first item is approval of the May 22nd, 2024 meeting minutes. And I will accept a motion.
Madam Chairman, I so move.
Excellent, and a second.
I will second that.
Thank you, Gabe. Motioned and seconded. May I get a verbal aye from everyone who agrees?
Aye.
Any opposed? The second agenda item, we have an initiation of zoning code amendment. Commission will consider initiation of a zoning code amendment to remove the zoning code provisions under the authority of the Public Works Department, such as, but not limited to, requirements for the installation of street improvements and dedication of street right of way. And, do we have a presentation or discussion?
Discussion, yeah, I don't really have a presentation for you. It's pretty simple. These provisions of the zoning code cause confusion being located in the zoning code because they're not under the administration of the Community Development Department. And they also, it just generates some confusion, and they're more properly dealt with in other parts of city code and in standards and policies adopted by the Public Works Department. So we just want to clean this up to make things more clear as to whose jurisdiction these items are, and eliminate any potential misunderstanding about the language that's used to describe something in two different parts of the code under two different departments.
Do you have any discussion or questions? Kevin?
so with that explanation, what you're saying is that everything that we're striking here is already in place in another section, and I should have went through.
No, that's fine. Yeah, no, there are other chapters in city code that address the curb, gutter, and sidewalk. There are other practices and policies that the Public Works Department has in place to deal with the provisions that are proposed to be stricken from the Bryden Avenue Special Planning Area. You can confirm everything's covered or is gonna be adequately covered?
Some of the changes will have to take place to cover some of them, and we're working on our frontage improvement code right now to rewrite it and clean it up and make it more easier to apply, and there's some ways that we use it that it's not necessarily in code, so we want to make sure that those practices are covered in code, more leniencies than anything. And then some of it's at the recommendation of the city attorney as far as dedication requirements.
As a follow-up, I mean, this is more a part of, I mean, I know that the legal department has been going through and cleaning up a lot of the code and updating language and stuff like that. So this is kind of just an extension of that.
It's part of that. It's also related to some recent court cases. So this cleans things up on several different fronts.
Thank you.
I would have a follow-up question. So, within, the zoning code provisions under the authority. So there's not one location we are changing the verbiage of planning and zoning code. Or are we saying something like this belongs in public works, see sections blah, or referencing their code? I'm just trying to figure out how we are actually physically changing it, or it's not written. We're just changing the structure, the reporting structure.
Correct. So it's not going to reference other parts of the city code.
Okay.
What's shown in red in strikeout is just going to simply be deleted.
Thank you. I didn't see the
Yep.
attachment. Okay.
It's just going to go away. And then the requirements for those things will exist elsewhere. Yep.
Does anybody have any other questions? Okay, so I would accept a motion to initiate the zoning code amendment to remove said provisions under the authority of the Public Works Department.
So moved.
Kevin, thank you. And a second? No, thank you. We have a motion and a second to approve the amendment and removing those provisions. Can I get an aye from anyone willing to vote yay on this? Kathy,
Yes.
we good for it? Everyone?
Aye.
Yes, excellent. Thank you. And we have no opposition to this motion. I also vote yes, and therefore that passes.
So what we'll do now is we'll schedule a public hearing on it and bring it back to you to conduct the public hearing.
Okay.
And you'll make a recommendation to city council and then we'll hold the council hearing.
So the next on our agenda, for staff and commission communications. Kathy didn't have an opportunity to ask Jennifer. We'll do this next. Oh, did you? Is this the time?
Yes, this-
All right, Kathy, I believe you have some things to mention.
Well, going through the minutes, and I'm just going to read this. The commissioners expressed multiple concerns about what happens after approval of a comprehensive plan, such as the steps and accountability of implementing the comprehensive plan. And I do believe that at the beginning, when I asked something about the works plan, that Joe answered it by saying that it's up to the city to do that. They have the flexibility, but I'm not sure that that's completely right. But I'm thinking, and I heard Cindy, Madam Chairman, Cindy, at one of the workshop meetings say, you know, I wish we would have had an update of the 1999 comprehensive plan to see what we had accomplished.
Let me recap.
Right, a recap to see what we have accomplished. And I'm just wondering if that's something that we could do, like have a yearly recap. And so I pulled the bylaws to see if there was something in the bylaws that could maybe address that, like a committee or whatever, that we could just have a. And if you appoint a committee of one or two people to do something, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, they have to give a report at every meeting. I don't think we need that. I think we just would like a recap once a year, in my opinion. I'm not sure I'm speaking for everybody, but I kind of think I maybe am. And the other thing about, after I look at the bylaws, I found out they were last updated in March of 2020. And so I'm wondering if that's something that should go on the agenda to go through those and maybe update. I just know when I was on planning and zoning before, we did address call in our Zoom meetings, whatever, and it's not addressed in our, because it was before COVID or right at the time of COVID. And so I don't know if that's something that should be addressed there or not. But anyways, I just wanted to bring that to our attention. And so that's it. That's what I wanted to bring. If we could have a recap maybe once a year somehow. I don't know how we do that. And maybe update our bylaws.
Tying planning and zoning actions back to the
Just so,
brag sheet.
just a brag sheet. Any answers,
Thoughts?
thoughts?
Is there anything in that? I mean, at the end of a year, as far as the city the city oversight and administration, where at the end of the year, the city reviews all the,
There hasn't been.
interesting.
This is either to you, Joel, or Jen. What is the process for creating a subcommittee? Can an existing
Yeah.
committee create a like an ad hoc subcommittee by itself?
Mhm.
Okay,
It's still subject to open meetings law.
okay.
Make a motion to, create and then,
Okay.
that kind of thing. Sure,
I didn't know if I get, we're not an advisory committee, sorry. We're quasi judicial, but I didn't know if even quasi judicial committees had that authority or whether it was just the city council had that authority.
Yeah, you're welcome to form subcommittees on whatever you want to do. My recommendation at this point in time would be to hold off on doing something like that until after the comprehensive plan is actually adopted. And then we go through the process of prioritizing which goals we want to pursue first. and probably do it at that point in time. The annual review of the comprehensive plan is a great idea. We can do that, no problem. Not a problem. You can review the bylaws at any time you like. If you think that they're lacking something or an issue has come up related to them that the bylaws aren't covering sufficiently, then we can revisit those. Yep.
As far as the bylaws and the Zoom stuff, that's addressed in city code.
That's what I wondered.
Yeah,
That
so
was
you
the
don't
best
have
there.
to address it in your bylaws.
Great, thank you.
Because the city code supersedes anything in the bylaws.
Awesome.
So my thoughts on what Joel said before Joel spoke, I was thinking it would be very hard to historically go back and try to address the 1990.
Oh, yeah.
What was it, 99? It'd be almost impossible because I've not been tracking. U of I currently, we have decades of building improvements and changes and rewiring and, and none of it mapped or documented. So that as we have changeover, there is a lot of lost information and spinning wheels as they go back to try to figure out what's the power source, who's the feed, where does it tie to, et cetera. So I think it's very important, as Joel said, if we start with a new one and we do prioritize what we're going to try to accomplish, and then we can take every vote or action in that following year and see how it marries back to it. And so I was gonna say parameters before any ad hoc or subcommittees are formed. You need the parameters of what it is you're trying to accomplish and moving forward. So thank you, Joel. I appreciate that. Okay, so thank you, Kathy, for bringing those up. Yes, sir.
When is the council gonna adopt? Is that on the
2 weeks.
2 weeks?
Oh, I thought it was July.
So-
Okay.
2 weeks.
The public hearing's on the 24th, and the adoption of the resolution will be at the meeting following that.
Oh,
So essentially with the new fiscal year.
Be very close to that, very close to that. It'll be a little short, actually, it'll be a couple months shy of that.
Oh, is it? Okay, sorry, U of I is July.
It'll be a couple months shy of that, but yes.
Yeah, because why would everybody in the same state have the
Yeah.
same fiscal year?
I don't know.
Yeah, 24th.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. I didn't know that, Kevin. Thank you. Okay, do we have communications, more communications, Dawn, or anyone else before we roll Dawn out, right? Okay,
We're doing the vacation. That's
Doing what?
the vacation.
Vacation of what? Wait,
Yeah. Or
I
the city
don't-
council.
yeah, I'm not involved in that one.
Okay.
apparently city council approved your answer.
They get to deal with this.
All right.
So then we're looking for a query of commissioners who will be available for the June 26th meeting. We do have a public hearing coming up on that particular date, and we do have, as Joel said, the zoning code. Yeah, thank
Yeah,
you.
the public hearing that was initiated.
Removal of zoning code prohibition on the use of shipping containers. I believe that was a city council
Correct.
meeting. I kind of got a big. Okay, so will anybody not be here on the 26th as far as you not be here? Mo is bagging.
Gosh, even us.
I will probably miss 2, maybe 3.
Okay, we will schedule talking about you in your absence.
Yes. Well, spousal unit goes in for surgery on Monday, so.
I'd say
He can just
that's,
drive himself over. I mean, I do. Yeah.
Well, when they tell you that his hospital stay will be anywhere from 2 to 8 weeks,
oh my.
Oh my gosh, where are you going?
Kootenai.
Good, that's a great hospital.
Yes.
Okay, so Mo's gonna be missing. Anybody else? I think the rest of us intend to be here barring medical emergency or a boat party that maybe anybody might come in. So I think we're good there. And it looks to be that was the last item for us to worry about. I would take a motion to adjourn.
I will make that motion, Madam Chair.
I'll second it.
And thank you, Kathy. We have a first and a second. Everybody in favor?
Aye.
Hey, no opposed, and we. Opposed, okay.
Easy peasy.
Easy lemon squeeze.